Okay, Peacemaker has just finished, and let's just say it's kept the James Gunn hype train, DCU hype train going. I have nothing Peacemaker related to wear. I wish I had a bucket to put on my head. I wish I could be bothered to learn the dance. But yeah, I don't want to rush the intro. I just want to give you a quick review. So the video is still on topic by the time it comes out. It will have spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, skip to whatever time it says here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or wherever I put it. But yeah, the show is brilliant. It did an excellent job following up from the first season and also following up from Superman and showing like what the effects of the Superman film were, which is really good for building the universe and making it feel really connected. I like that pretty much immediately in the first episode we see Maxwell Lord and the Justice Gang, and I'm never going to say no to seeing more Isabella Merced on my screen because she's such a good actress. But more importantly, the 11th Street kids are back and they're better than ever. Each character is absolutely loved by the fanbase, and I mean, you can see why, and it follows James Gunn's style of having these group films where every character is adored by everyone. Yeah, and the season follows John Cena's Peacemaker a lot closer than season 1 did, I think, and it explores his problems with his self-worth and his depression, and obviously going in and out of what is his perfect world, which gets him to confront some things about himself and some things about his trauma. I think in this season especially, it did a little bit with season 1, but this season especially, he felt like an actual character more than a John Cena gag character who's there for the comedic relief, a bit like he is in the Suicide Squad. And I mean, quite simply, that is his best performance today, I think, especially in the latter episodes. And I just literally can't get my head around that that's the same guy who played Fred's dad, and that's how I first saw John Cena.
Wish my dad was here. Dad, what do you think I should do?
The secret is ruthless aggression.
It is?
And it's clear to say he is another actor who's very much broken clear of the wrestler stereotype. And people have the debates of Batista and The Rock and John Cena and who's the best. And I'd say it used to be very clearly Batista, but it's getting really close now between the two of them, and The Rock is somewhere off in the distance. The Smashing Machine might be good, I don't know. But yeah, like I said, in the latter stages of the season, his performances were really shining with that really emotional scene with Harcourt, where they talked about the feelings in the interrogation room, and also when his brother was being like pounded on, he thought he was going to see his brother die for the second time. It just was incredible acting. But it wasn't just John Cena who was at the peak of his game. I thought the whole cast were excellent this season. It was the best performance I've ever seen Jennifer Holland give, again in that interrogation scene where she was amazing, and all the emotional scenes with Chris were so good. And also the dual role kind of with playing the alternate universe Harcourt, where you could really see the difference. I thought that it's always really impressive to play roles like that, and it requires like a deep understanding of your character. Daniel Brooks was amazing, and Adebayo is probably my favorite member on the 11th Street Kids, just by how much he is the glue for the whole team. But also she put in an absolutely amazing performance in that last episode, which I think was needed after the Minecraft movie to prove she is like a good actress. Vigilante is most people's favorite, and he was as good as ever. So funny and charming, but I do feel like he's more sidelined this season, maybe because the story is more character driven and focused on the deep trauma of the characters, and Vigilante's sort of there just for the banter, you know, the playful joyfulness of it all. As much as I love Adebayo, I actually think my MVP for this season was Economos. He was like genuinely hilarious, like laugh out loud funny on several moments this season. I think his banter with Fleury, when he keeps calling him Ginger Cool and then he just spits on his face, was like the most unexpected thing I've seen.
You are one curmudgeonly motherfucker, Ginger Cool. Oh! What the fuck? What kind of grown man spits on another person?
And the best joke came from the finale when they said the stupid thing about the lobster, and it was so dry and so awkward that it genuinely was just my humour summed up. And it was the funniest moment of the whole season for me. Much funnier than Bird Blindness, which people are finding too funny. Also, there's another clip from the podcast that would come out after the episode's released, and James Gunn's talking about the scene with Adebayo, and it's like talking about this really emotional scene, and then he says something so funny. I'll play it now, I don't want to spoil it, just listen to the clip and you'll laugh.
And I'm crying. The thing I find the most touching in the episode is when she looks at him and she says, you're big and you're dumb and you're stupid, but when I'm around you, I know you love me. And you might be the only person in the world that I can say that about. And I'm crying because it's touching and the way she performs it is touching. I'm also crying because that's my dad. And that was the way I felt about him. And that's probably Peacemaker. Goof. You know, this buffoonish, imperfect guy who's just so generous and so full of love. And I knew my dad loved me, and I'm not sure I was able to say that about anybody else in this world until Jen and, you know, recent history. And that to me is the most touching thing probably ever on the show.
Did you hear the lobster joke?
It's not just the returning characters who are amazing, but the new characters as well. Flurry is hilarious, but the goated returning character is Judo Master, who is given much more of a character this season, especially with the chat he has with Adebayo in the alternate universe. And he's so great, and I'm so glad that he's with the 11th Street Kids now. I think the main focus of this season was much more on the characters than the alternate universe. You know, with season 1, it was very much a Black Ops, alien invasion, cool, spy, comedy show. Which is why so many people, I think, were put off by the last episode of the new season, because it concluded in a way that wasn't this massive spectacle, even though there was moments that were big for the future, which I will talk about. But it was much more character driven, and the best scenes in that finale were all the emotional ones. I know you cannot deny how happy you were to see the 11th Street Kids make checkmate, and then Flurry and Judo Master also walked out. I know you fucking love that. But I do agree that setting up some of the future stuff just felt so odd at the end of that episode because of all the emotional places we went, and then just in the background the side plots is, oh, we're going to this planet and we're going to this candy land. But yeah, I just really want to quickly, like, public service announcement. I fucking hate Rick Flag, alright? All my homies fucking hate Rick Flag. But yeah, the setting up for Salvation in the future was cool, and Checkmate is cool, but it did feel very random to the end to chuck it on. And I think part of that problem that people are so disappointed is because of how much James Gunn hyped it up. He said, like, he was teasing so many, like, cameos, like, there's some big actors in our last episodes, and oh, you're not out of luck for a Blue Beetle cameo. And while a cameo fest for me wouldn't have made the episode better, I still like the episode. For a lot of people, they were expecting that, which is why they felt disappointed in the end. But yeah, I told you it was going to be a short one. Overall, the show brought out the best of the actors. I thought it was a really fun plot, really fun story. The music slapped as per usual. The intro was goated. And yeah, the gun doesn't jam for the DCU because Peacemaker Season 2 is getting a crisp 8 out of 10. So yeah, there you go. That was a really quick one. Had to get it out quickly, so it's on trend for you guys. Gen V Season 2 review coming. If you want to know what I think about Peacemaker Season 1, okay, I'll quickly say. Peacemaker Season 1 is a 9.2 out of 10. I really like Peacemaker Season 1. I prefer Season 1 to Season 2. I might do Marvel Zombies, you know, if people want it. Tell me what you want. Because I'll do what you want. I literally couldn't give a shit. Tell me what you want. Tell me. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye, bye.